Quote, what it do? What it
Yo,
do, man?
yo,
How you doing?
yo, what it do? What it do?
Man, you already know it. Just taking a little bit of time off the radio station to grab some lunch. Figured I'd tap in, man, and have a little short conversation, man, with you. By the way, bro, I'm looking forward to linking with you, man, in person tomorrow, bro.
Yeah,
What a lot of people don't realize is that, and this kind of all goes into the conversation of what I want to have, man, with this whole greatest rapper alive deal or whatever. Billboard got the top 50 greatest rappers. Have you seen that list?
I
Have you
seen,
peeped
I
that?
seen, I seen the top 10. I didn't see the top 50. I didn't know they had top
Wow.
50.
Bro, so yeah, this is really causing quite the debate, and you and I, man, have been at this for a minute now. A lot of people don't realize or know, man. Me and Quote, we first collabed on the She Choosing on Me record, which dropped back in 2015. That's how long you and I have been rocking with this whole music thing, right?
Oh man,
And yeah, man, it's really ridiculous. It's crazy when you think about it. Like in hindsight, here we are now, 2023. Look at your career, where it's at. Look at what I'm doing.
hmm
Dami included,
right.
Congo 200, everybody, and it's a blessing, bro, to just be able to really sit back and like to have like started where we at and to be where we at now. It's like wow, you feel me?
Facts,
But
big facts.
okay, so check this, bro. So Billboard and Vibe
Okay,
came together in some shape or form. Both their editorial teams came together, and they dropped. So celebrating hip hop at 50. This is the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Born in the Bronx, 1974, and here we are, 2023. They dropped a greatest rapper of all time list, the
right.
top 50 greatest rappers of all time list. And I talk about it almost every day on the show. And I just wanted to get some like individual feedback because I know a lot of times with the midday live, a lot of people be at work, they can't really tune in, and when they tune in, it be on the app, they can't comment.
Right.
But bro, like to put it in perspective, this is the top 50 greatest rappers of all time. Rick Ross is sitting at number 50, right?
Okay. Right.
Future Future is sitting at number 35.
Okay. Hmm.
And then you got Nicki Minaj sitting at 10. Top 10 greatest rappers of all time. Nicki Minaj is sitting at 10.
Right.
Then you got number 47 through 44. Check this out. 47 through 44.
Okay.
47 is MC Light. 46
Okay.
is Jadakiss.
Okay.
45 is Ice-T. And number
Okay.
44 is Queen Latifah.
Okay.
Like
Hmm.
and here's the categories. Here are the categories. The categories in which these artists were basically judged on their position. Now this is not in any particular order. The first is body of work or achievements. Body
Okay.
of work / achievements. That's gold, platinum certifications, gold, platinum singles and or albums. Right.
Okay.
Second, longevity. How long they've been doing what they're doing at the mic.
Right.
3, cultural influence. How
Right.
the artist's body of work has influenced like the culture and all that. Yeah. All right.
Right.
That's 3. 4.
Mm-hmm.
4 was lyrics. So specifically, it was lyrics. Specifically, storytelling skills.
Okay.
All right. And then 5. I'm doing all this off the top of my head, off of memory.
Right. Right. Right.
5. The 5th. Let's see. Longevity, cultural influence, body of work certification. Story. Lyrics
Yeah.
and longevity. That's 5, right?
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah. I
5.
think that's 5. That's
Those
5.
are
Yeah.
those are the criteria in which these artists were judged. Now, my personal opinion, I feel that sales. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like sales, as it's been told and said, achievement sales. I feel like that metric shouldn't even be considered when you're trying to consider and you're talking greatest rapper, greatest individual at a particular craft.
Right.
The reason I feel that way is it's blatant disrespect, because an artist like Future, right,
Right.
who basically came up in an era where streaming is the norm, has a clear advantage over someone such as Melly Mel,
Right.
Ice-T,
Right.
MC Light, Queen Latifah, all these forefathers of hip hop, you know what I'm saying, that in their heyday weren't even, like, streaming wasn't made available. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like when you're talking about greatest, that's kind of like saying because Stephen Curry has the #1 selling jersey, okay, in the United States, does that make him the greatest basketball player? Absolutely not, because now you're talking popularity. You're not talking about great all around. That person is LeBron James.
Right.
You don't compare Stephen Curry to Michael Jordan, because you know what I'm saying? So my question to you is, first and foremost, what do you think, bro, about like some of the artists I mentioned, their position on the list, and like what are your thoughts overall, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, did they not do their due diligence in creating this list? Are they naming people who they think are just going, you know, as like a ratings thing? Because see, hip hop, it runs in my blood, it runs in your blood.
Right.
We're cut of that cloth. And
Right.
a lot of these artists today, bro, like they flat out, no matter what, they don't have what we have when it comes to that respect and love for it. It's all about the dollars and the bottom line. So just talk to me, G. Let me get your thoughts, B.
Yeah, I mean, based on you breaking down a few of those names out of the top 10, you know, I like that Jada was on a list. You know,
Absolutely.
and for me, I'm big on the conversation, not necessarily where somebody is located. So if their name is in the conversation, did you see J. Cole on that list?
Yes, J. Cole. You ready for this? J. Cole is the number 15.
15. Okay.
J. Cole made the top 15, and right beneath him is none other than LL Cool J. So LL is 14, and J. Cole is 15.
Okay. Okay. Because like I just remember seeing the top 10, and I was like, okay, I ain't see Cole, but
15.
and you know, the goal is you want to remove like being biased, right? Being biased and what you like versus what you don't like. Like Future, right? I'm not a big Future fan versus like me being like a big Cole fan. But I understand cultural influence, you know, is very underrated. And artist impact as well. Like, for example, when you think of Lil Wayne, when you think of Future, when you think of Drake, these guys who really created like their own wave. Like 50 Cent was 50. I'm assuming 50 Cent was on that list, right?
50 was number 17.
Okay. You know,
was 17. And while we're on this, check this out. Let me get these on because I'm going to step outside. Check this out. So let me just say this. So 50 was 17, right? Drake, you mentioned Drake. Drake was 8. Drake was number 8, top 8 or top 10.
Right.
Number 8. Drake is 8. Lil Wayne, which I completely agree with this too, by the way. Lil Wayne is 7.
Okay. Wayne was 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wayne was 7. Yep. Wayne is 7. So let me just run down. I'm going to run down. Let's just see. Like, you saw the top 10. The top 10 is as follows. Nicki Minaj at 10. Snoop was number 9. All right. Number 8, like I said, is Drake. Number 7 is Wayne. 6 was Biggie.
Okay.
Number 5 is Eminem.
Okay.
Number 4 is Pac. Number 3 is Nas. Number 2. Now this is really what got me, because there's so many people that like didn't even make the list. But number 2, my guy, is Kendrick Lamar. Top 50.
Okay.
Top 50 greatest rappers all time. Number 2 is Kendrick Lamar, and obviously, number 1 is, you already know who number 1 is, for very good reason. Jigga Man, Jay-Z is number 1, for obvious reasons. Right.
For sure.
That's the top 10 right there. You feel me? To kind of help you out a little bit, like off rip.
Yeah, man. And you know what's crazy, man? Like even my top 5 typically stays the same, but in some cases that top 4th or 5th spot may change depending on my day. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's so many rappers, there's so many MCs in this shit that's brought so much value to the game, where it's like it's really kind of hard. Like even putting a list together is like is a difficult task in my opinion. Like the bigger the list, the harder it is. You know what I mean?
That's real.
So
Yeah, that's real.
them even putting top 50 together, I'm like, y'all bold with it, right? But I like the categories.
Right.
Based on what you named, you know, I'm not mad at it, you know. But then if we're bringing in somebody being biased, like 50 might be in somebody's top 5, Future might be in somebody's top 5, like Cole is going to be in somebody's top 5, right? You got to also factor in generation as well. Now when I see Nicki at number 10,
Yo.
I'm like, a part of me is like, but then you gotta give her a lot of credit regarding impact or cultural influence based on the wave of other female rappers that she opened that door for.
I feel that. I completely feel that. And as a matter of fact, like, see, the way that I look at it, I feel that for that reason right there by itself, you know, there was that void of that, like, dominant, like, female superstar. You feel me? There was that void, and not very many females have had that. Now, obviously, it's now a lot easier for females to be considered or to, like, fall into that category, because you look at what Cardi B has done. You look at what Meg Thee Stallion has done and what she's what she's been through, right? But all I'm saying is that, which, by the way, Missy. So Missy.
Yeah.
Missy is on the list, but this is what I'm coming from though. I don't see how Missy is 19 with Nicki Minaj being number 10. Now get this, check this out. Missy is 19, Nicki Minaj is 10, right?
Yeah.
Missy sitting at 19. Lauryn Hill is 30. Lauryn Hill is 30.
Right.
And then again,
right.
NC Light 47. Queen Latifah 44. And that's all the women that was on the list, by the way. That's it. The ones I just named, that's all the women out of the top 50 all the time. Which there's a lot of dope MCs out there, but I really started scratching my head as far as cultural influence and that women empowerment before it became really, really, really like over sexualized. You feel me? Like I just feel that, bro. Like Lauryn Hill, and keep this in mind. Lauryn Hill is like, we're talking GOAT discussion, right? For female rappers,
right?
She only had one album, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Yet she's in the discussion of GOAT. Whereas today, think about that. Biggie is sitting at number 6. He's in the GOAT discussion, right? In the top 10, 6.
Right.
Biggie only has 2 albums.
Right.
Ready to Die and Life After Death.
Right.
So I'm like, bro, if you're doing less and you're in the discussion of GOAT and you're doing less, I feel that like that in itself is like the comparison of like, you know, your boy Will Chamberlain, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Dropping 100 points in a game and doing it in Converse with no cushion.
Right.
Like, regardless of who he's playing against, bro dropped 100 points in some Converse. He didn't have the latest Jordan with that weight. You know what I'm saying? That was like technologically NASA advanced and all of that. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, if you're doing more with less, you feel me? You got to respect that in a sense. And I just felt like, wow, for Missy to be at 19, and we know, you know, the whole over-sexualization, you know what I'm saying, has a lot to do with the reason of why Nicki Minaj is sitting at 10. If you take that away, does she even make the top 10?
And Nicki got bars, man. But Missy, you know, when you talk about Missy, though, Missy's definitely in that top 10. If we're gonna add a female, if we're gonna add one female within that top 10, you gotta have her before Nicki.
That's how I feel.
You got to, man. That's just, man. She's like that what Busta Rhymes brought to the table. What Pharrell, like from a creative standpoint, just changed the game creatively. Yeah.
Absolutely. And a lot of, and as a
matter of fact, so Busta Rhymes made the list as well. I feel like Busta Rhymes is disrespected at 33. Busta Rhymes is sitting at number 33. Future is 35, and Busta Rhymes is 2 below him at 33. And that's why I'm just like, man, like, wow.
But,
another, to put it in perspective, DMX, Darkman X, who is rightfully in the top 25, sitting at 21. Still very shocking that he's at 21 when, again, originality is something that you and I both, as artists of our era, value. Originality, not sounding like someone else. We live in this era now where it's like, the more you sound like someone else, the more credit you get. You feel me? Which to me is absolutely backwards. That's me looking at it. Because you think about what labels looked at and what labels wanted when they were looking to sign the next possible superstar or next talent to develop. You know, the A&R game, the developmental side of labels is extinct. There is no developmental side of labels anymore. You feel me? Like, it's, you got to come with the bag already attached. You got to have the 1 million followers. You already got to have the 500,000 streams and all of this, so that the labels don't have to put any money behind you. They can put the minimum amount of money and work behind you. But yet they want to take the majority of the artist's publishing royalties, and it's just very, very interesting, you know. But again, we as artists don't necessarily have to rely on the labels near as much because of that same format as well. So I guess that's kind of like a double-edged sword that kind of favors us, the artists, a little more now as well. Yeah, you think?
You know what's crazy, Sat, man? What you really have to do, man, because rap is so many directions. You have to have multiple type of categories and break this shit up into, okay, let's focus solely on longevity. Let's focus solely on cultural influence. Let's focus solely on. You gotta break it up, because if you break it up that way, you don't have because like I said, on any given day, if in the conversation, if I'm talking to somebody about longevity, you can't bring up Lauryn Hill. You can't bring up somebody who, you know what I mean? If I'm speaking about impact, you can't bring up somebody who, you know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's 100. 100. And that's so real that you say that, man. That's why I say, bro, it's like we blood, and we blood through culture, because we both bleed and live this. You feel me? In both of our journeys. But it's so funny and ironic you say that, because I literally said the exact same thing live on the air.
Got you.
I said the same thing. I said the same thing on the air. Like I said, every time I be talking about that, I say, if you're going to do a top 50, do a top 50 greatest all-time sales. You feel me?
Yep.
Now
that got to be a category. That's exactly one category.
That's one specific category. And the thing is like, this is like, because see, I look at it like this, like, bro, like when it comes to rap, bro, when it comes to music or anything, artists, and you got these labels out here, well, sales is a byproduct of not just the artistry being great, or the artist, a great artist, right? It's a byproduct of not just that. It's a byproduct of what you know, bro. Great marketing. Great marketing is what brings in the sales. Because Jadakiss, when he was with the Locks and they was with Bad Boy and all of that, right? Okay?
Right.
There's this story that a lot of people don't even realize or know, but when they were signed to Bad Boy, towards the end of their tenure, or I should say right before when Money, Power, Respect dropped, their debut album on Bad Boy, right? Money, Power, Respect. That album dropped. I don't remember the exact year in which that album dropped. I want to say maybe 96-ish, something like that, 95, 96-ish, because I know We Are the Streets came in 98 when they signed the Rough Riders. After they got bought out of their contract and got let loose of their contract, they signed with Rough Riders, right? 98, We Are the Streets. But you got to remember, when Biggie passed, in his unfortunate passing, that was when Diddy got up from behind the executive desk and became not Diddy the executive, but he became Diddy the rapper.
Yeah.
there right before in '96. Biggie
Yeah.
passed a year later, '97.
Right.
Right around and that's when Life After Death came out. It was his posthumous album, double album.
Right.
All right. Well, Diddy at that time, shortly there, dropped the No Way Out album. You remember that?
Right.
The No Way Out,
right.
which originally was supposed to be a Bad Boy collaboration project, turned into a solo project that was headlined by I want to say, I believe All About the Benjamins was on that album.
Yeah.
All About the Benjamins, right?
Yeah.
And then you had the two records that Biggie was also featured on that actually that kicked the album off. I don't even remember the titles of them, but the bottom line is that he became that rapper. So therefore, again, Jada made a very good point. If your CEO becomes a rapper and now he's a rapper, where do you think all the marketing dollars are gonna go? Who's gonna get the biggest budget allotted for marketing, music videos, and promotion?
Right.
And that's exactly what Jada was saying. Was like the Locks was we could have sold millions, but the marketing budget wasn't allotted for us to do that.
Right.
Everything it was Biggie, and it went to the Diddy thereafter. You know what I'm saying? So very interesting conversation in that on itself. But I do believe, bro. Yeah, you break this thing down, and you get more authentic and respectful lists. If you do it that way and you break it down, you feel me?
Yeah, when I had this conversation with people, man, with cats, it's like, what we talking about? Like, let's be specific, because we can't be all over the place, with this conversation, you know what I mean? Because it becomes an unfair advantage based on who you're bringing in the conversation.
Hey, that's it. I say it like this, and I said it before. It's very difficult, for me to see Future sitting at 35 on this top 50 list all time, right? And then have Melly Mel at like number 48 or 40. I think he's 49 or 48. Melly Mel. Now here's another interesting point. So Melly Mel, as we all know, part of the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. He has one of the most iconic, records in the Message. Okay. Now, again, number 12 on the list is Andre 3 Stacks, Andre 3000 of Outkast.
Okay.
What I find very interesting is, okay, well, while we talking about different categories, here's another one for you. You got to keep groups out of it, bro. You got to keep groups out of it. As respectable, as much respect I have for Andre 3 Stacks, I feel that how do you separate him from Outkast when he never had a solo project of his own? Speaker Box and Love Below.
That's facts.
Although they are two solo albums, right?
That's a good observation. Yeah.
They were released under the Outkast imprint.
Right.
And that's keeping it a buck all the way across the board, and that's the train of thought I think a lot of people don't tend to think about. So here's the question. Do we even know Andre 3 Stacks as the artist that he is without knowing Outkast first? Do we know Bun B, which Bun B is on the list as well? I don't remember what number he is, but he is on the list. Do we know Bun B without UGK first? Do we know Rev Run without Run DMC? You feel what I'm saying, bro? And that's the irony. That's the irony, when you start talking about greatest rappers. I just find it like, wow, like how do you separate? I get that some of these artists, they went on to do their own thing, and I'm not knocking any of them. I love Rev. I love Bun B. What he did, pushing past, you know what I'm saying? The passing of Pimp C. Solo Scarface, one half of Ghetto Boys. Willie D and Scarface. Did you see the podcast that they were discussing? Did you see that recent? Did you see that quote?
Which one? Which joint?
So Willie D and Scarface, right? They got a podcast where they were discussing. Willie D was upset that Scarface didn't reach out to him. So Scarface got a call from the Grammys to perform during the Grammys tribute to hip hop. He was one of the artists that came out, and he performed Mind Playing Tricks on Me, which is a Ghetto Boys record.
Right.
Right? So Willie D feels a certain type of way that Scarface didn't reach out to him. Scarface got the call, but Willie D didn't get the phone call.
Okay.
And Scarface is on the list, somewhere on the list, 50 rappers, greatest rappers of all time, but Willie D is not on the list. So that's why I say, in that aspect, it's very interesting. You know what I mean?
No, that song, Mind Playing Tricks on You. So was Willie on the record, or he just mad because?
Willie's on the record. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Willie D it's a Ghetto Boys record.
It's a Ghetto Boys joint. Yeah, that's valid. That's valid.
That's one of the records that actually kind of brought notoriety to the group Ghetto Boys.
Got it.
That is one of hip hop's. Yeah. So.
Got it.
Very interesting in that sense. So that's why I love to have these deep conversations, man. And I feel that because we live in this world now that like everything is quick, easy, so easy to be had.
Yep.
These conversations are taken so lightly.
Yeah.
And they're not taken in the real perspective that they should be taken in. And this is a week long discussion, bro. When you're talking about greatest all time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's hard because like I mentioned before earlier, man, like the list is going to fluctuate because I mean 10 years from now that list might look different. Now we're not, the people who are still actively on like still in the game, you know what I'm saying? Drake is still in the game, Cole's still in the game. So like, you know, Kendrick's still in the game. So and we talk about names that Billboard are putting in the top 20, the top 30, top 40, you know what I'm saying? They still in the game where it's like, you know, Cole has an impressive resume and he's still doing his thing. Obviously they put Kendrick at number 2, but who's to say that hypothetically Kendrick passes up Jay-Z, so to speak, you know what I'm saying, in multiple categories, and now 10 years, 15, 20 years, he got that number 1 spot, you know what I'm saying? So I'm spitballing, but like I said, like this list is kind of a sometimes most people are better off leaving the conversation alone, leaving the list alone, and leaving it up to individuals like me and you. We're hip hop historians, you know what I'm saying? So we are more qualified to speak about, you know what I'm saying, this list than like the average listener, you know what I'm saying? Because for you to be able to even speak on this list like how you just broke it down, you have to pretty much know the majority of what these individuals have brought to the table. If you don't even know half of what these individuals have brought to the table, and you trying to talk about this list,
that's my point. That's my point exactly. It's like it's cool to have an opinion,
right?
But when you start laying down, you know what I'm saying, you're talking GOAT status. It's kind of the situation with LeBron James and Michael Jordan, right?
Yeah.
The way that I feel is this: is while everybody talks about there's a majority. It's both sides of it, but a lot of people, for example, I'm talking about, you know, the ones that swear that Mike is the all-time GOAT, right? So the irony in it, and I look at it as this: the simple fact that you are comparing LeBron to Michael Jordan.
Right.
Think about that for a minute. The simple fact that we're having a conversation, A or B, and that's the conversation. That's the ground, the foundation. That's pretty much all that you need. That should solidify LeBron's greatness itself. Michael Jordan has done things that LeBron has not done and probably will not do. LeBron James has done things that Michael Jordan never did.
Right.
Who's to say who the greatest is between these two? I'm just keeping it a copacetic 100 all the way across the board. LeBron is on his 20th season. Michael Jordan only played 15.
Right.
So longevity, that automatically goes to, you feel me, LeBron. LeBron just broke the scoring record. All time. That's a number 1 spot. So how is it that when you talk about scoring on paper, come on now, I get the love
Right.
You know this.
Right.
You feel me? But it's like, bro, you just gotta like take the ego out of it. You know what I mean? And put the reality and just the logic. Put it in the
Yeah.
game just for a minute, you know, and you know you'll have a better discussion. I feel, you know, that's just that's how I see it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good example with the LeBron and Jordan, because I mean one of the biggest observations is Jordan had some years in college. You know what I'm saying? People forget that LeBron came out of high school.
Straight out of high school.
You know what I'm saying? And some guys who came out of high school in the league flop. You know what I'm saying? So LeBron didn't. You would think he had college experience.
He was ready for that leap. He literally, mentally, physically was built, and he came in on the back end of a league. What was it? I think 2006. I think it was 2006. He came on the back end. His first game in the NBA was versus the Western a Western Conference contender, the Sacramento Kings. And I'm talking, baby, look, we're talking Vlade Divac, Doug Christie, Chris Webber, Mike Bibby. We're talking like these boys gave the LA Lakers a run for their money and almost beat them the year before.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it just, you know, it is a lot to be discussed with it, and there's a lot to take away from it.
Yeah.
I really, as an artist of this game, and that's what people are going to remember me by when I no longer am making these records. You know, I make these records. I don't do it for money.
Right.
I've been doing it for as long as as we've known each other, and before that, you know. Hell, me and Dami met in 2012, signed to the same label in Lost Reserves, and I met you through Dami.
Yeah.
When I presented the She Choosing on Me record, which that is a classic record. It has a classic. Everything about that record is classic in nature. It's indisputable. Other than the fact that it hasn't done no millions of sales, and obviously that has everything to do with the budget, right?
Yep.
But it's simple like that. It's like, you know, we make these records for what a hip hop artist originally was, or any artist, no matter the genre. You're supposed to have that love for it no matter what. The money side is supposed to be the plus benefits, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the ease in which records now can be made by anybody that just can go to Guitar Center and buy a software setup. That ease in which it's so simple to make these records, I think, causes a lot of these stirs and debates because, you know, you're taking the grind and the grit to, you know what I'm saying, dive into it. Not everybody was able. When we were growing up, you had to have bank in pocket to go make a record. You had to do a studio, a professional studio. And not everybody was just making records.
Yep.
Which is why the whole idea and concept of an artist, a rapper, when you used to say rapper back in the day, baby, when we was growing, we were in high school, you was like, oh, shit, like, oh, for real? Oh, he rap? Oh, he rap? Oh, wow, he must be dope.
Yeah.
Must be raw. Now it's like okay.
Saturated. They saturated the game. The game is saturated. Yeah.
The game is saturated. So you know, I love to have these combos, man, and you know, moving forward as we continue to to excel at both of our journeys, man. I love the time, man, with you. You know, try to get Dami on the line eventually at times, but we're gonna start doing this a little bit more. And also on top of that, like I'm going on vacation with the wife, man. So I wanted to tap in. This is gonna be my last little video, because I'm deactivating social media, bro, for like the weekend. Me and my wife, we already made conscious decisions to like, bro, we're getting it. Like real talk, because like it's our anniversary, and we want to focus on us. And I, you know, like you got my phone number, so it ain't nothing to hit me up and call me, but I ain't gonna be answering no Facebook messengers or tags. Bro, I'm deactivating. So I wanted to tap in, man, and chop it with you. And of course, again, I'm looking forward to meeting you in person for the first time. This is something that has been, like I said, bro, we've been building to this moment since 2015.
Right.
It's crazy, bro. Like it's crazy. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like I'm meeting my favorite rapper for the first time in person. Like.
I appreciate it.
Yes, dope, man. It's dope, man. man. So
Yes, sir.
I genuinely appreciate you chiming in, man, and giving your point of view and perspective, man.
Likewise, man. I saw that title. I saw the billboard. I said, okay, we gotta have a conversation.
We gotta have it, and it's gonna be something. Like I say, yeah. Every time I get a chance, I love to have the combo, man. So we'll definitely rewind. You know what I'm saying? Bring it back. But I will be tapping in with you, bro, sometime tomorrow. Definitely gonna hit you on the road. But we probably gonna pull in about 2:30. Your local time, 2:30 local time. I know you're an hour ahead of us, so we'll be gaining the hour.
Yeah, I'm gonna check in with y'all. Make sure y'all safe on that road, man. Just make sure y'all good.
Bet it up, G. I appreciate you. Yo, you be cool, man. Give my love to the fam. I can hear Junior back there in the background.
Yeah, baby girl.
Baby girl. I'm sorry, my bad.
Nah,
Yeah,
she chilling. She chilling.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, baby girl for sure. Yeah, give my love to her, man. The whole family, man. And we'll see you soon, G.
Yes, sir.
All right, kid.